Hi everyone, my name is Andy and welcome to All the Lonely Meeples. On this channel I share solo playthroughs of various board games, including tutorials on how to play. As always, if you like this video, hit that subscribe button down below. Today's video features That's Pretty Clever, a 1 to 4 player roll and write game designed by Wolfgang Warsch and published in 2018 by Schmidt Spiele and Stronghold Games. And if you're ready, let's jump right in. Here are the components you'll need for That's Pretty Clever. You'll need one sheet. You'll need your 6 different colored dice. You'll need the tray. And you need one of the markers that comes with it. Now let's talk about how to play. In That's Pretty Clever, we're going to be rolling these dice. And we're going to be choosing numbers and marking them onto our board. As you can see on the board, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different sections. We have yellow, blue, green, orange, and purple. And depending on the die that I take, there are also a white die, I'll explain that in a second. If I take the 4, this yellow die, the 4, I'm going to come over here in the yellow section. I'm going to mark that 4 in one of the 2 4s that I have on the board. Okay. If I were to take a green die, I would mark it in here, orange and purple. Blue, over here in the corner, wants the blue die and the white die. So those are always going to be a combination. So if I were to take either the either the blue or the white die and use it for the blue section, I'm actually going to combine these 2 numbers. So in this case, it's 3 plus 2 is 5. And I would mark off the 5 here in the blue. The interesting thing about That's Pretty Clever, or ganz schön clever, which is the German word for it, when I roll, okay, we actually put everything on the plate that comes in the box. And so the way this works is I'm going to choose up to 3 different dice per round. If I take a die that is a higher number than anything else, so let's say I take this green 4, in That's Pretty Clever, in all the clever games, if I take this green 4, I'm going to get rid of all the numbers that are lower than 4. So I would lose this 1, 2, and 3. And by losing it, I just take them out of the tray. I'm going to use this 4. And when I'm done using this 4, all I get to roll again are the purple and the yellow. So here I have a 5 purple and a 3 yellow. If I want to roll this purple one again, I have to take the 3. If I take this purple, I will lose the 3, and I would only get 2 dice in the first round of the game. And so it's really important to keep track of which numbers do I really need, and balanced with how many rolls, how many numbers do I want to write on here. So what we're doing is the yellow section. I'm going to talk about each section here. The yellow section, as I cross off numbers, as you can see, there's a diagonal line of X's already made for me. If I cross off numbers horizontally, I get the bonus, whatever's over here. Now in this game, we want as many X's as possible in each of our sections. So if I were to mark off eventually in the game this top horizontal line, I would receive a blue X. And what that means is I'm going to go ahead and cross that off. And then I get to put a blue X anywhere in the blue section. If, let's say I had this in the blue section already, and I was able to earn a blue X, I could cross off this 8 right here, which would give me a yellow X. And so I would go back and I would mark another X in the yellow. So we're trying to chain as many actions as we can to give us more X's on the board and give us more points. Moving on, let's go to the blue. The blue combines the blue die and the white die. And you're going to score points for how many X's you have in the blue section. If I have 1 X, I get 1 point. 2 X's is 2, all the way. If I have all 11 X's or 11 boxes X'd out, I get 56 points for blue. Going back to yellow, I must complete the vertical lines for points. If I complete this first vertical line, I get 10 points. If I complete the next one, I get an additional 14 points. So there's 10, 14, 16, and 20 points to be had separately in the yellow section. Moving on to the green. The green die, the first die that I take in green needs to be greater than or equal to 1. And if it is, I just cross it off. If I want to, I can put the number, but as long as the die is greater than or equal to the number printed, I can cross it off, and that's going to get me 1 point. If I continue to cross them off, I'm going to receive more points all the way to 66 points. Orange is simply whatever number's on the orange die, I'm going to place it there in the box. I'm going to score points equal to however many numbers there are in the orange section. Let's see, in the 4th box, on the 7th box, 9th, and 11th, there's a little watermark that says ×2. So if I can put a 5 here in the 4th box, I'm going to multiply that times 2 for 10 points, and so on and so forth. And finally, the purple section. When I take a purple die, the number needs to be less than the number next to it. Or in this case, the number that I place second after each one needs to be greater than the one before. So ideally, if I put a 1 here in the purple section, I could take a 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. So let's say I put a 5 there. The next number I need for purple would be 6. Now, if I get a 6, the great part about this is that any number can come in after a 6. And to score, we're going to add up all the numbers for purple and score those. Okay. During the game, we're going to be receiving other bonuses. So this symbol right here is a reroll. So as I continue to gain rerolls, for instance here, the 5 and the 9 give me a reroll, and I would put a little dot as I continue to go, and I can use those to reroll any active die after I roll them first. Okay, so if I roll this and I don't like these numbers, I'll just cross off one of my rerolls there and roll what I have. Oop. Okay. And I can do that as many times as I have rerolls, and there are 7 in the game. Okay, there's some other rerolls. There's a reroll way over here in green. There's actually no rerolls in the yellow section. Okay. There at the +1, when I cross off or receive a +1, what that allows me to do is, once the turn is over, let's say I've used these 3 dice. Okay. A +1 allows me to copy any die I want. It can be the active die, or it can be the dice that I gave up. And by doing that, I would just cross off one of my +1s and write one of these numbers again on the board. It's important to note that I'm not allowed, like this white 5 is great. It would be better if it were a 6 for many instances. I'm only allowed to copy each die 1 time per round, or per use. So if I had 3 +1s right here, kind of hard to see. The first one, I might copy the 5. I will set that off to the side because I can't copy it again. The next one, maybe I'll copy this yellow 5. And then if I want to do another one, I can't copy the yellow and the white again. I must do something different. And finally, we have the foxes. So there is a fox in every section, 1 in yellow, 1 in blue, 1 in green, 1 in orange, and 1 in purple. By reaching a fox, or unlocking it by getting farthest enough to the right that you need to go, or this bottom row of yellow, or the bottom row of blue, the foxes are going to score points equal to our lowest scoring section. So we're going to score yellow, blue, green, orange, and purple. And let's say that yellow is let's say I've only scored, by the end of the game, I've only scored 10 points for yellow and more points for blue, green, orange, and purple. Okay, I would score 10 times the number of foxes I have circled. So if I have all 5 foxes circled, which would be fantastic, I would score an extra 50 points. If I can, so the goal of this game is really to do your best at rolling and making all of these equal as possible and raise them up together. Because if for some reason I neglect one of my sections, for instance, maybe yellow, and I don't score any of these points down here, then it doesn't matter how many foxes I have, because 5 times 0 points is still going to be 0 points. And at the end, we're going to mark them all here: yellow, blue, green, orange, purple, and then our fox points. In a single player game, we're going to play 6 rounds. Okay, as it shows, denotes the 1 and the 2. In a 3-player game, we play 5 rounds. And in a 4-player game, we're going to play 4 rounds. Now at the top, when the first round starts, we're going to receive a reroll right away. In round 2, we're going to receive a +1. In round 3, we're going to receive another reroll. And in round 4, I get to choose either any colored X or any 6 to place on my board. So if I choose an X, I can place an X in the yellow, an X in the blue, or an X here on the green. For instance, I might be stuck on the greater than or equal to 5, or if I'm all the way over here, greater than or equal to 6. That's hard, it needs a 6. Or I can use a number. I could put a 6 here in orange or a 6 here in purple. In the multiplayer game, the active player rolls the dice and does their turn. And at the end of their active turn, every other player will get a passive turn. And in that passive turn, they're going to choose one of the dice that were discarded during the active player's turn. So if I have these 3 dice here, and these 3 dice are left over: a blue 4, a purple 5, and a yellow 6. The passive players will get to choose which ones of these to take, one of them. And so you're always marking, you always have an active turn and a passive turn. In the solo game, it's just one player. So here I've finished my active turn. And what I'm going to do is, in between every one of my 6 active turns, I'm going to roll all the dice. And I'm going to take the lowest dice. So I have this orange 1, I have a 3, and I have this blue 4. And these are going to be the dice that I'm allowed to take from. Okay? So I have an orange 1, a white 3, and a blue 4. So this is simulating me as the passive player. Now, if I want to use one of my +1s here, I can add any of the 6, because in the multiplayer game, you are allowed to use a +1 on any of the dice that the active player used. One thing I'm not allowed to do is, during my passive turn, I'm not allowed to use any of my rerolls. Okay, because you're not allowed to reroll as a passive player. Okay? But you will take turn 1 as an active player, and then in between you'll take your passive. Turn 2, passive, 3, passive. So you're taking 12 turns in the game. And now, let's play That's Pretty Clever. Now let's play That's Pretty Clever. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put my cap over there. I'm going to cross off round 1, and I'm going to receive 1 reroll. Hopefully I don't have to use it right now. We're going to give the dice a roll. I'm going to go ahead and roll off the tray. Okay, and so I have a 1 orange, 2 green, 3 4s, and 6. All right, so if I take this blue 6, that would give me a 10 for the blue section, as blue is always combined with white. But that would get rid of all my other numbers, and I am not willing to do that. So I think what I'm going to do, let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and take this green 2, and I'm going to go down here in the green and mark off the greater than or equal to 1, as the 2 is greater than or equal to 1, and I'm going to lose this orange 1. Okay, and now I'll roll on the tray. Oops. Okay, so now I have a 2 yellow and a 2 purple, And then I've got 2 5s. I don't really want to use the... now, if I take this blue 5, I would lose these 2, but I still keep the yellow, or I'm sorry, the white 5 because it's only less than the number. So if I roll all 6s, that'd be fantastic, as I would take 1 and keep all the rest. We're going to go ahead and take the yellow 2, and I'm going to place it right there. Okay. So I took the yellow 2 and the green 2, and everything else stays, and we'll do my final roll. Okay. So I have a 1 purple. I have an 8 in blue, as it's blue and white. I think I'm going to take the 8 in blue. Okay. So that was that. And now what we do is, as I explained before, we take our active turn, 6 active turns, and in between each one, we're going to take the passive turn. So the passive turn, again, is just like everyone else would take a die off of the active player's remaining dice. So what we're going to do is we're going to roll this dice, and we're going to take the 3 lowest. Oh, good. 3 ones. In the rules, it says if there are more than 3 lowest, or you're tied, you take the ones closest to the box itself, the tray. So this is what I'm working with right now. I can't use green 1 because I need a green that's greater than or equal to 2. If I use the blue, it's still a blue 5, even though I'm not using the white. And I think I'm going to take a blue 5, because that's in the same line. And that is round 1. I will tell you, I never feel very confident starting this game. So round number 2, I'm going to take a +1. I would love to do really, really well and not use my +1s for a while. It's very wishful thinking. All right, here we go. Okay. Ooh, so I have a 2. That's not bad. I could take this yellow 4, but I wouldn't be able to mark in the blue section since those are both lower than 4, the white and the blue. But I could start working on 16 points here, and that might be what I do. Always tough choices. I'm going to go ahead and take the yellow 4. So I'm going to get rid of these 2. And I'm going to place this. I think I'm going to... Ooh, a yellow 1. I feel like that's hard to get, but it's a 6-sided die. So, yeah, we're going to go for points first. And if you watched my Dopelt So Clever, the second game in this series, it has a mechanism where you are able to move dice back into the tray. And this is the original. That is not... that's not possible in this game. So I have now lost these 2 for this round. All right. So now we have a green 1, which I cannot do, a 2 orange, and a 6 purple. I think I kind of want to save the purple for later. And I'm going to go ahead and start moving on the orange track. So I'm just going to place a 2 right there. The 1 goes away. And I'm going to roll this and hopefully get a 5, or I'd take a 4, 5, or 6. I'll take a 3. Well, I'm going to take a 3 anyway because that's what I rolled. Okay, so now we have markings in every section, and we are nearing halfway through the game. But I'm going to go do my passive turn first. Okay, so we have a 1, a 2, and a 3. 4, 5, 6. Oh, got every number. So I can't take the purple 1 because it needs to be greater than 3. Oh, that was a 6. Always remember that the white die, and I should have mentioned this before. I'm so sorry. A white die can actually be, it's a wild. So a white die can be in any section. I should have mentioned that. It is always paired with blue if I take a blue, but it can be in any section. So I can do a green 2 here, or I already have the 8 in blue. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the, oh man, I think I'm going to do the green too. How did I forget to explain the wild white? I don't know. All right. So now round 3. I'm going to get another reroll. And let's roll. Ha, let's roll. Here we go. Okay. So I can't use this green 2 right now because I already did that. And I already have a 5 in blue, but I do have a wild 4. I'm rolling this purple high number in purple when I don't need it. I'm gonna go ahead and do a. Oh man, that loses. If I take this white 4, I'm gonna lose these 3. Am I okay with that? Actually, I'm not. I'm going to take the orange 3. And I'm going to lose these 2. And let's re-roll. Okay. I still can't take the purple 3 because I need a 4. I could take the yellow 2. That's not terrible. Or I could take I could take a 7 in blue. By using the 6, but that would only give me 2 dice this turn. I'm going to take the 2 yellow, and we're going to mark this 2 right here. And I don't lose anything because the 2 was the lowest, and then we'll final. Okay. So I did get my 4 purple, and I have a wild 2 or a 3 blue. And it is important to note that I can't use the white 2 in the blue section because it's always blue plus white. I'm going to take the 4 purple and work my way up. Okay. I'm not going to use my +1 yet. I'm not going to use my rerolls. We're going to do the passive turn for turn 3. So I have a 1, 2, and a 2. Passive turn can be difficult. Ooh, I know what I'm going to do. Okay, so I'm going to... Well, I thought I knew what I was going to do. This is a 5, white and blue. I already did that. I could re-roll. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do an orange 2, and that gets me a re-roll. Right there. And then I'm going to use my +1, and I'm going to take the 6 that I rolled right there in purple and get an additional reroll. And again, in purple, once there's a 6, any number can come after it. And I did that so that I could have this blue number. I would love just any number, preferably 1 or a 2, maybe even a 3, so I can start marking off more numbers in blue and start chaining. And I feel like I've gotten kind of late at that because it's already round 4. Oh my goodness. So in round 4, I get to place any X or any 6. So I could place a 6 in the orange for 12 points. That's really tempting. Or I could place a 6 here for a blue. Ah, man. This is always so tough. I'm going to take the 12 points. So, right there. And my next orange will get me a yellow marking. So now I'm starting to... I feel like this has been a little slow, but that's okay. So, round 4. Okay, let's see what we have here. I don't like that green has not helped me out. I might take the white 2 because that's a 7 for blue, and that would start getting me more in blue. I think that's what I'm gonna, I'm gonna do that. A 2, white 2, take that. I don't lose anything because there's no 1s. And I'm gonna do a 7 in blue, like so. If I can get a 6, I'll mark a yellow. I'd love to be able to mark, you know, have another one. I need a 1 and a 4 and a 1 and a 5 here for some more colors. So we'll see what happens. You can't do everything in this game, but it gets very frustrating. Next one. Okay. Oh, so I got really excited about that. But this blue is a 4, and that is a 6 now for the blue, which I would get a yellow. But I'm actually going to do it a different way now. I'm going to take this 2 purple, and because I have a 6 already, it allows me to place any number after the 6. I'm going to place a 2. And I'm going to take that blue X right down there. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and mark off the 6, which now gets me a yellow X. And, oh man, what do I do? I think just to solidify, I'm going to take this 5 at the top and circle 16 points. Because I am nowhere near getting any foxes at all. And so I need some points first. Real fast, I have 3 points in green. That's my lowest section. Let's see, 12, 14, 16, 19 points in orange, 15 points in purple. I have 4 X's in blue for 7 points. I am not doing very well. All right, here we go. Okay. I like that 6 in orange. Man, I do like that 6 in orange. I can't use the blue because I've already have a 5. It's 3 plus 2. I do need that 1 yellow though. That's one I've been kind of waiting for. I'm gonna go ahead and take the 6 orange, and that actually activates a yellow for me. And I will take, I think I'll take a 1. Yeah, I'll take a 1 here. That way I can possibly get 10 points and a green. Okay. This is my 4th passive turn. So 1, 1, 1. Ah, oh, I already did the 1. I should have done the 4 instead. So I can't use any of these, and if I didn't have any rerolls, I would lose my passive turn. I can use the 1. That's fair. But I actually don't want to do that, so I'm going to use one of my rerolls. Oh no, actually I believe in the rules you're not allowed to. Oh. Like in a multiplayer game, as passive player, you cannot use the reroll action. Oh my goodness. All right, that's fine. I will take the 1, and we will go right here. I'm really glad I reread that because I thought I could. We are now on to round 5. So I've got a lot of rerolls. Let's see if I can use them. Of course I can. I just reroll. I like the 3 purple because it's bigger than 2, and I would get a +1. I really need green. This is a 9 together, so that would be another X. And I do need another fox. Oh, this is going to be so hard to do. You know what? Let's go ahead and reroll. All right. So that gives me a 9 again. Gives me a 6 in yellow. I'm not ready to put a 6 down there because I would lose all my dice but blue. Oh, you know what? This 3 white would go really well in the green section. So I'll go ahead and do that, and I lose the 2. All right, that's fine. Okay, so I have no more 2s in yellow. can't use the blue because I already have 6 done. I can use a 3 and get a +1. And I can use the 4 and get a +1. Let's go ahead and use the 4. Oh, that's my highest number. Oh my goodness. Let's go ahead and use the 3 orange and take a +1. Okay, so the 3 orange gets rid of the 2, and we will roll again. Oh, double 6s. That's awesome. And that's a 9 for blue, but I'm going to take this purple 6 and get myself another +1. So now I have 3 rerolls and 2 +1s, and I kind of want to use them again. So here's what I'm going to do. Here's my biggest turn so far. I'm going to use one of my +1s to copy this purple 6. So I'll put it off to the side there. And I'm going to put another 6 here. And that gives me a yellow. I'm so close to fox. I think I can do it. And this yellow, I'm going to use. Ooh, do I use it to get a green or an orange 4? A 4 would be an 8 points right there. But I do need more points in green. I'm lacking in green and blue. So I'm going to use the marking on green here to get, or the marking on yellow to get me a green X. And it's going to mark off the greater than or equal to 4, which gives me another +1. Now I can keep going if I want, and I just can't copy the purple 6. I think what I'll do is I will use one more. Oh man, no. I know. Yeah, I'll use one more. And I'm going to go ahead and copy the orange 3 and make it a 6. Okay, so I have one more +1 moving into the last round. And I'm really close to 2 foxes. I don't know, we'll see. I need more X's in blue. And here is the final round. Quick game. Frustrating. All right. So that's an 8. I can't do anything with that, but I can use the 4. I think what I'm going to do is, since I had another 6 there, I'm going to go ahead and take a fox and use the 2. Since it's a 6, I can use any number. I do have 1 fox, so I'm going to score a little extra points. And then I will reroll, or I'll roll again. I might as well use up my rerolls because you don't get any points for leftovers. A 10 blue would be good to try and get another green. Although if I take this either of these 2, I can't get a 2 because I need 1 and 1. That is hard to do. I'm going to reroll. I'm actually looking for a 5 in green or a white 5. Oops. Those are both 4s. But my lowest is a 4. So what I'm going to do, I need more numbers in blue. So I'm going to take this white 4 and I'm going to combine it with the blue 5 and make it a 9. And that gets me another reroll. Okay. But more importantly, I now have 5 X's in there, so that's 11 points. Right now, everything is at least 10 points, so I'm scoring 10 points for my foxes. And here is my last die. Okay. Okay. What am I looking for? A 5 orange would be nice. That would give me another fox. I really would like a 5 green. Let's go ahead and reroll. I might as well use them now because I can't use them in the passive phase. So I could do I could do a 10, a blue 6, and a white 4. If I'm taking a green, I'm going to take another green for a blue marking. So let's go ahead and do it again. We're going to reroll. Can't do anything with that. Ah! That 6 yellow isn't really helping me either. Let's do one more. We'll go all out because I'll lose it if I don't. Hey, okay. So I got my green 5. That's a big hurdle, and it is 5 points. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Green 5. I do have a +1, so if I want to, I can add something else. I could add another, I could add or copy the white 4 or the green 5 and take a blue. I think what I'm going to do though is I'm going to copy this +1, I'm going to copy this orange 6. Yep, and I'm going to put it right here for another fox. So now I have 2 foxes, and I think, I don't know if I can get a second one, but here is my last passive round. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it looks like I'm not gonna, green wasn't my lowest and white wasn't my lowest. So that's unfortunate. I can't use the 1, I can't use the 2, but I can use the 3 here for 6 points. All right, and that's pretty clever. Let me do some scoring real fast, and I will show you my final score. All right, so I've calculated my final score, and I received 16 points from yellow, 11 points from blue, 15 points from green. My orange score was 46. That was my biggest. And purple, I scored 22 points. I had 2 foxes circled, and so my lowest score was 11 points. So my foxes are 11 times 2 for 22, and my total score was 139. And of course, in the back of the book, oh my goodness. I did poorly, very poorly. So, You're So Clever is greater than 280. I have never scored close to that. 260 to 280, all the way down at the bottom. Less than 140, so close, is Try Harder. And so that was dismal. One of the things that just didn't click were the numbers and being able to get more foxes. And I think I neglected the blue. Well, I did because it had a higher score. That was my lowest with 11. I think I'm pretty proud of a score of at least 180 to 200. I don't know how people score 280 or above. That's fantastic. But again, so this was a try harder level for me. But that is the solo play of That's Pretty Clever. Thank you for joining me at the table for a solo playthrough of That's Pretty Clever. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking it and hitting that subscribe button. And feel free to shoot me a comment down below. Thank you again, and I hope you'll join me for my next video.